How's it going, YouTube? Yeah, Pat Mack here, coach of the Sacramento San Slash, playing in Week 6 against Will, coach of the San Antonion Sparce. You can see our team and their team because we're in the game. Basically, what happened is, my audio didn't pick up at all, so I'm doing a little bit of post-comm here. So we're just going to watch through the game together, chat about what happens, talk about the amazing plays that I made and the amazing misplays that I made, because there's a little bit of both, I think. I don't remember exactly. I remember there's misplays, and I remember there's good plays. It's a game. Anyway, we're going to chat about the game. So I managed to call the 6 that they were going to bring correctly, and this the Titan's pretty scary from their team. That's probably the mon that I'm most scared of. And the Thunderous because it's their Terra Captain, and with Open Terra, like, I don't know, you can never really figure out like what teams are gonna do. Just because I don't know. Game's rough, man. With Open Terra, like, things can pretty much do anything, and it can definitely be a problem. I end up leading Kilowattrel just because I feel like I can kind of handle anything that's here. In hindsight, like, maybe Garchomp could have been a nice lead. I just get my Water Terra off, and then we can play from there. But if it is like maybe getting Water Terra off early was fine. Because then I would have been, like, resistant to quite a few different attacks that the teams could have brought against me. And then getting Rock Step, I think, would have been kind of nice. I put a lot of pressure on the Iron Treads. And I have a good switch in with Annihilate. Annihilate doesn't take very much damage from Iron Treads. But they lead Iron Treads, which is fine with me because I'm just going to U-turn switch out of there. Because I don't really do any damage to this mon. And it's a little disappointing because they can set up rocks themselves, and then that's pretty bad for me because I don't have any removal on the team. But if they do that, it is what it is. And we'll have to play around it. Anyway, I go into Bane. I go into Annihilate because, again, Annihilate is like my main switch into this mon. As you can see, it doesn't take very much damage from the Pokemon. And we can, of course, Drain Punch to get some health back. I think, honestly, I probably should have just gone for Rage Fist. Rage Fist just hits everything for good damage. The only exception to that is, like, Chi-Yu. And, like, Chi-Yu isn't really a switch in. So I probably should have just Rage Fist here. And the 100 base power Rage Fist would have done... I mean, it wouldn't have KO'd, right? But it would have done a lot of damage to this. Actually kind of curious how much it would have done, because, like, that's a 80 base power move, I think, is Drain Punch, and it did, like, maybe times 4 on that would have been Rage Fist, so I probably would have been pretty close to a 2-hit KO, actually. So yeah, I end up going into Frigate here just because it has the most amount of damage output against the mon, but I think that Florges would have been a pretty good option as well. I just figured, like, I could probably take one hit. I have Roost. I have Thunderbolt, so, like, I threaten them on pretty hard. But they reveal that they're Agility, which is hella scary, because it is. So I ended up going Thunderbolt. In hindsight, Thunderbolt might not have been the best play here. It might have been Air Slash, because you'll see in a moment that, it's a little terrifying. Thankfully, we have the Rocky Helmet chip, which is great, so we put some chip on this, but we see that it's a weakness policy, and weakness policy is hella bad, because now they're going to be faster than probably everything on my team. I would assume that they're faster than Azelf, but I probably could have checked that now that I'm thinking about it, because this mon is so slow that I might have actually been faster with Azelf. Anyway, I don't have great switches with this mon, because I can't go into Heatran if they go for a... because I have Earth Power as an option, and I wanted to keep Florges healthier because I wanted it for, like, Chi-Yu plus Thundurus, the potential Thundurus. I didn't actually know if Thundurus was going to be physical or special, so if it was special, then Florges would have been great, but U-turn probably should have gone into Florges. But if this was... Well, so here's the other thing, right? I didn't actually see Agility until I swapped in. So if they were... I mean, I guess if they were specs, then it was still kind of bad for me too, right? I probably should have just gone into Florges anyway. So anyway, Draining Kiss is a little scary because they could potentially heal themselves back up to be out of range, but I just gotta hope that Moonblast is enough. And yeah, thankfully it is. Otherwise, this could have been just a straight up win immediately, and that would have been very rough. Because yeah, losing to a turn 2 or 3 setup would have been yikes, 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 yikes. Especially when I could have easily just Rage Fisted. Because if I had Rage Fisted and then Thunderbolt would have been enough for the KO, right? And I would have taken some damage on Kilowattrel, but still been had enough health. And then I also would have had Kilowattrel for probably Thunderous later on. If it's special Thunderous, then like I'll need Florges for it, but it is what it is. Now this is a very interesting situation right here. So they go into Slowking, which basically tells me that they're going to pivot into Titan with Chili Reception and then look to kind of sweep from there. And I think that my play here is to Baton Pass, and you can see that I actually like move the cursor down to it, and I'm like thinking Baton Pass. I end up Moonblasting, just as a spoiler here, but Baton Pass was 100% the play, I think, because I should have probably Baton Passed, gone into Garchomp, which was my like Titan check, and then I could have Dragon Tailed it out. I end up staying in, which like I don't know. I think about like if they stay in and they attack me, then staying in with Florges is the right play. But like I feel like this is way too telegraphed, and I should have read it. Like this feels like too easy of a read. And looking back on it, just go into Garchomp, tear into my Water type, Dragon Tail the fool out, and live to play another game. You know, like I think that was 100% the best play. And then like honestly, maybe it would have like forced them to go into something else. Like I think it's still likely you go into Titan against the Garchomp, but yeah. And I Moonblast here because if they are just like a I don't know, like a attacking set, then I gotta deal as much damage as I can. But we should also kind of keep track of snow turns. So I think this counts as turn 2. Because I think last turn when the snow is set is turn 1, and then this is turn 2. Really hoping that I deal more damage there, but yeah, not quite enough. So we're at turn 2 here. This makes turn 3, and my play is definitely go for Protect. Probably go for double Protect to try to wear out turns as best I can. And then I can outspeed. So we're at turn 3 now. Next will be turn 4. And again, I think my play is 100% go double Protect. I'm going to lose this Mon. But if I can like protect as many turns as I can, then I wear out Snow. So here's turn 4. And I don't think I did a great job of counting the turns while I was playing. But yeah, we're at turn 4 right now. So if it's about to be turn 5, so if I lose Florges here, then I come in with a faster Mon and I KO. And that seems pretty useful. So, yeah. I could have gone for like the triple Protect, I guess. Like, I mean, there's no reason for me not to, right? Like, I'm not going to be able to deal enough damage. They can't set up anymore. Like, it's already a plus 6 is the highest amount of damage output you can have, you know? So, maybe I should have gone for another Protect right here. But it looks like I was kind of debating what I wanted to do. Honestly, I think the play is just to sack this, go into something else on the next turn. But maybe I should have tried to Protect again. Because there's no reason for them not to attack, right? And if I get the third Protect, then Snow ends, I get in a faster threat. Now, as you can see, Snow does not end here, which means that we know the Slowking item, but I think when I was playing in the game, like I said, was not keeping track of the turns very well. And so I didn't know exactly how many turns were left here. Anyway, play is definitely to Terra Water here. We take very little damage. Well, let me back that up. We still take a ton of damage, but we don't get O-Code. And then I think I should Dragon Tail. I'm hovering over Poison Jab, but this is a terrible play. I think I was looking at a calc, and without Snow, it can KO. But with Snow, there's like 0 chance, right? Because it gets the +1 defense boost. So I think Dragon Tail is the play. Alternatively, if I'd been keeping track of turns, I think it's also very possible that I should have set Rocks. I think actually using Stealth Rock here would have been fine as well. They do still have the Iron Treads to potentially spin them away, but like I mentioned earlier, the Annihilate does a pretty good job against them on. But yeah, I just misplayed this so terribly. And then I'm like, oh, I should check snow turns. Oh, they have 2 left because there's 8 turns of it instead. So I felt that there weren't very many turns left, but I did need to check how many turns there were here. But I think, honestly, I just should have gone for Stealth Rock last turn, and then probably, like, Dragon Tail this turn, or maybe, like, even Spikes. Just try to get as much damage as I can. But we get some Rough Skin Chip on them, which is nice, but we end up getting KO'd. So my hope now is I can go into Annihilate. I do have Protect on that, so I can Protect and then Drain Punch on the next turn, and I should be able to heal all my health back. Well, probably not heal all my health back, but get a little bit of health back, and essentially pick up another KO. Alternatively, nah, this was definitely the play. Yeah, definitely. I was thinking, like, could I have gone into Heatran and then switched into Azelf on the Earthquake? But that would have been a terrible play because they would have Liquidationed, and then I would have lost Azelf, and that would have been game over for sure. So definitely glad I made this play. Anyway, we crept Adamance the Titans, so stay in, Drain Punch, get a little bit of health back, except that they're Jolly. God damn it. So a little bit greedy on the prep there. If they had been Adamant, then we'd outspeed, but they're Jolly, so we don't. So maybe I should have crept Jolly in hindsight, but is what it is at this point. I lose another Mon, again, to kind of some misplays. But I think now is where I can hope that Azelf can put in some work for me. So Mystical Power is great here. Again, Chi-Yu, like, I don't think they're switching in Chi-Yu. So I can get a +1 boost on this, and then we can look to, yeah, we can kind of look to win from here. Now, I think their play should be Chi-Yu now, just because I don't really have enough damage to KO it. I guess I don't know my set for sure, but after saying Mystical Power, I think you just go Chi-Yu and just threaten this out. They end up going this, which is totally fine with me. I'm just going to Flamethrower it and try to win the game. I'm +1 special attack, like I'm expert belted, and yeah, like I just want a no-KO right here, which we get, which is awesome. So it makes this game a little bit closer. Now I think now they go Chi-Yu. There isn't really another option at this point, but it kind of, you know what, maybe I should have, maybe not going Chi-Yu last turn should give me info that this is not Scarf. But I can't stay in anyway, because I can't OHKO it. And not knowing the Terra type for Thundurus is a little scary too. Like, if I knew the Terra type for it, like, maybe I can make some plays a little bit differently, but yeah, we don't know that, so we gotta do the best we can. So anyway, so I go Heatran here. There's still a chance for me to win, but I need chip on Chi-Yu. If I don't have any chip on Chi-Yu, then I don't think I can win. But I think Magma Storm's the best play. Whatever they switch into, like if they go Slow King, then I can Magma Storm, pick up some chip, and then basically try to chip it down with Dark Pulse. And if they go Thundurus, then obviously that's amazing. We missed the Magma Storm, which is unfortunate, but is what it is. Looks like I'm considering switching into Azelf, but I don't think that's a good play. I think I need like basically as much health on this mon as I can get, and I need like basically my hope was that Slow King would be the switch into Azelf, and then like Mystical Power would give me a boost, and then I could 2-hit KO from there. But I can't just like raw 2-hit KO with what's the move? Thunderbolt. So yeah, at this point I just gotta try to Dark Pulse it down, maybe get a flinch. A flinch would probably make this a 3-hit KO just based on damage that we've seen so far. So I just have to hope, but they should definitely chill the reception out. And the move is so weird. It says that you prepare to tell the joke, but then you can get flinched. So I end up getting the flinch, which is honestly like best case scenario for me. Like if I don't, then I get hit again here, and then Chi-Yu probably Dark Pulse, win the game. But flinch keeps us in it. And they got to go Thundurus now, right? I think if you go Chi-Yu, then I'm just going to try to attack it. Because I could probably take 2 Dark Pulses. I'll take 1 and then die on the second one, right? So, but if I get any chip on it right, then I could just straight up win. So we get to see their Terra, which, I mean, Terra type is probably... That's not what I was expecting, but it's Terra Electric, which is... I don't know. I feel like you need Garchomp to go down in order to make that work, which maybe that was their game plan. Maybe the game plan was KO Garchomp, and then you're good, you know? But we also see that my expert EVing skills managed to keep Heatran alive on 5 HP, which is just masterful planning. Saw this whole thing coming, and yeah, amazing. Absolutely amazing. Salvez was definitely very helpful against quite a bit of their team, but yeah. And they crit me? Oh my god. Crit, and they pick up the KO. Couldn't think of anything worse than Pokemon. Absolutely terrible. Can't believe it. Game is rigged. So we go Azelf. And my play is to just Mystical Power. Like, I gotta try to deal as much damage as I can. And try to pick up the KO, but honestly, if they'd gone Shi-Yu, like, I was going to lose the game anyway, I guess, so I don't know. Anyway, Mystical Power here. They revealed their Prankster with Rest and probably Chesto Berry. Yep, Chesto Berry. Which is, like, pretty cool tech. I think that the this Thundurus set, like, it makes a lot of sense to have something like that, but imagine how good Rocks would have been this game. If the Chi-Yu's boots, then, like, I don't know, the Chi-Yu's boots, man. It's like, what are you going to do? But if Chi-Yu's is not boots, then that Magnustorm actually might have been able enough to KO the Thundurus. Would have been so sweet. Is what it is, though. Anyway, we managed to pick up the KO here with 2 Mystical Powers. Like, Azelf is sweet. I have kind of been sleeping on this mon this season. This is the first time I brought it, and it looks awesome. So I'm going to have to consider this mon a little bit more in the future. So they bring this in, and my best move to hit it is Drain Punch. If I can KO with Drain Punch, then we win. If I don't KO with Drain Punch, then we lose. So, yeah. Please KO with Drain Punch. And nope. So we end up losing 1-0 here, because Dark Pulse will definitely KO us. I'm pretty sure I'm actually minus Special Defense, because I'm a mixed attacker, right? So, like, defenses, Azelf doesn't need them. He just needs damage. Lots and lots of damage. So... Anyway, we end up losing the match, but honestly, this was a really good game. And looking back on it, I have to kind of talk through some of the plays that I would have made differently had I been thinking about it a little bit more. But good game over to my opponent. If you'd like to see some more of our content, whether it is VGC or Singles Draft League, this is the place to be. Definitely like, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I will catch you on the next one.